Hello, I'm Dine Johnson. Today's video, I honestly just kind of want to roast the Libertarian Party of New Hampshire. Now, they're not libertarians in the hey, maybe we should legalize weed and not tell the government who can and can't get married sense. More in the why can't we just get rid of the age of consent and legalize slave farms sense. Yes, those kind of libertarians. The ones that are just basically completely morally corrupt ancaps that don't want any laws and want to rape children. It's gonna be fun. Okay, first one up. You should never be forced to bake a cake for anyone for any reason. Aren't you guys supposed to be against overreaching government? Isn't not allowing bakers to follow the law kind of... Okay, here's the thing. My right to get married to who I want and live my life trumps your right to be an asshole. Yes, you're allowed to not bake a cake, but you're not freed from consequences. If you don't like that, too bad. Go suck a cow tit. Okay, now, they support child labor, by the way. Basically, it's some guy named Ian Bohen saying, well, the first time I was paid for work was when I was 10 years old. I washed all the cars in my neighborhood for $5 each. I learned invaluable information about finance, supply and demand, pricing, overhead, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. There's a huge difference between you voluntarily washing some cars when you're like 10 as like extra little side things and literally forcing children to work in factories for 8 hours on end. Now that began, kids do not have a value of money. You can easily take advantage of them, and if you allow businesses to do that, guess what? They're gonna do it. They did it in the 1800s. They do it all the time now. Why do you think it'll not happen now? Because Jeff Bezos is just the most golly gee good guy in the world who does all the good and love and love and love. He's really not, you fucking morons. Oh boy, this is a bad one. If Twitter was around the 1830s, you have been ratioed for saying slavery should be abolished. This guy gets it, is what they said in response. No. Yeah, probably, because people were super racist back then, but, like, there's a huge difference between saying, hey, we shouldn't... wanting child labor is literally the same thing as wanting slavery back. We're both against both because they're both forcing people to do hard work for little to no money. You complete dunce. Oh boy, here's this one. Legalize child labor. Children will learn more in a job site than in a public school. No, they won't. They'll literally just be fucking used as cheap, effective slave labor. That's why the child labor laws were introduced in the first place. Kids should be out having fun and being children. And guess what? Learning math and science and all that stuff first before getting a job, it'll actually teach you how to get better jobs and help prepare you for jobs you might want to do in the future. You complete literal morons. Oh boy, here's one where they try to pretend they're woke. Did you know that white people invented and continue to maintain systemic taxation? Fighting white supremacy starts with fighting the IRS. How are you going to pay? Here's the thing. People like me depend on social programs. Without them, we would die and starve. And before you say, oh, well, people just give you money and food because they're so nice, they won't even wear a paper mask for 5 minutes in the fucking Walmart voluntarily without bitching and whining. What makes you think they're going to willingly give up wealth they're hoarding to help people? Oh, right, they're just so golly gee good. You live in a fantasy world. And another thing, I know this is kind of a cliche that libertarians love to mock, but it's a valid question. Who would pay for all these programs without taxation? You need money to fund a law enforcement, to fund all these democratic institutions, to fund everything. But if we just get rid of taxation, that'll just magically stay on its own? The only people in America who hate free speech more than the Israel lobby and woke called fresh. Oh boy. Oh boy, boy, boy. This is not, valid complaints against Israel. This is anti-Semitic, anti-Israel stuff, is it? Woke college freshmen. I don't hate free speech. I just want you to pay consequences for the things you are doing. That's reasonable, right? I'm pretty sure I'm being reasonable. The FBI. Maybe you won't get arrested if you don't look up Shoujo Ramoon. Just a thought. Oh, one more. Libertarians believe no one should ever be forced to be vaccinated, but COVID vaccines would have been widely available by the summer of 2020 if it wasn't for the federal government. Okay, kinda true there. But, again, here's the thing. Yes, people should be forced to be vaccinated if they can, if they don't have health problems stopping them from doing it. Because here's the thing. Vaccines are effective. They prevent disease. It's better for everyone, and the only reason people don't want to is because they saw some dumb internet video that said vaccines cause cancer and were invented by Hitler by conspiracy dude 420XXX or whatever. Okay, look, be a libertarian if you want, but don't be this kind of libertarian. They're just fucking anarcho-capitalists hiding behind the libertarian label.